What is going on, everybody? Jamie Shaw here on the Absolute Basketball Experience. And on today's episode, we talk to 2022 four-star prospect Roddy Gayle Jr. We talk about his accomplishments that he's already had as a sophomore in high school. We talk about his aspirations on the national level. We talk about quarantine time, his recruitment, and so much more. Before we get into it, though, we ask that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and then hit the like button on the specific video. And if you enjoy the conversation, please feel free to share it across your platforms as well. On the comment side, we want to hear from you who your favorite player from the state of New York is of all time. There's been so many good ones going back in history. We would love to hear from you who your favorite all-time New York State basketball player is. But without further ado, here is Roddy Gayle Jr. on the Absolute Basketball Experience with Jamie Shaw. What is going on, everybody? It is Jamie Shaw here on the Absolute Basketball Experience. I am here with top 50 2022 prospect Roddy Gayle Jr. Roddy, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Things are going all right. Just trying to figure this quarantine thing out and get going. First things first, the thing that everybody's talking about in the basketball world, the Jordan documentary. Have you watched any part of that yet?
Yeah, I'm up to season 3. I mean, not season 3, but episode 3.
I got to.
It's great because, it's just like getting to the mindset of what Jordan thought and what his process was like through his NBA career.
Obviously, you weren't alive when he was really playing at a high level and all that kind of stuff. What did you know about Jordan coming in, and what kind of stuff are you seeing about him coming through this documentary?
It just shows his determination and grit, like as a basketball player, and the type of mentality he had. Playing against some of the best with Detroit, Celtics, the Lakers at the time, and it just showed like his mentality was something different, and his ability to score basketball and defend.
Talking a little bit about ESPN documentaries, you were involved in one last year that came out on the Niagara Falls basketball program. What was that experience like for you, and what story do you think that documentary told?
It was special for me because, like not too many people from this area, get that type of publicity. So it was a great opportunity, for Mars Real and ESPN to, do a little piece on the Falls, because not too much talent has, went to college as much as a D1 college, except for like Johnny Flynn and Paul Harris. Them was the only two that, experienced the professional basketball level. So it was just a great piece to show that there's talent up here, and the struggles that we have, to achieve the basketball stuff that we do.
And how, obviously you being from that area and stuff, how talked about is that team that like, was number one ranked and all that kind of stuff? Is that still a thing that people talk about to this day, and how great Johnny and Paul were and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's still a thing, because it's arguable that they're the best team, the best high school team in the area. Like, still to this day, they believe that that is the best basketball team, because they have like 6 D1 players. They had Johnny, Paul, James Starks, Greg Gamble. It was just a lot of others, and they came together as a team and played well.
Looking through some research on you and all that kind of stuff, almost every article has the phrase "still in the oven cooking." What does that phrase mean to you?
It means my past uncle used to always say "still in the oven cooking," which means like I haven't reached my peak yet. It's still like time for me to grow, and there's a lot more room for me to grow. So that's just basically what it means. Like I'm not finished yet. The journey is still awaits us.
You just finished your sophomore year at Lewiston Porter High. Despite a little bit of a concussion, ankle stuff going through, you're still able to come up with your 1,000th career point. Only a sophomore. What does that accomplishment mean to you?
I wanted to be the highest scorer in the area, so that's definitely one of my goals. So next year I'm reaching for 2K, and the year after that I want 3.
So even with your noted scoring, you averaged 26 a game this year. There are other aspects to your game as well: 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals per game this season. How would you describe your game?
My game is like, I do whatever the coach wants me to do. So if the coach wants me to, go down there and rebound, or just to get my teammates involved, that's what I want to do. So I just, what I like to do is score. But if the coach wants me to, get others involved or rebound, play, or defend, that's what I do.
Playing at such a high level and all that stuff, doing so much ability with your game, Who have you heard, or who do you feel like you play like at the next level, or even looking toward the NBA?
Probably like a Paul George maybe. Like, cause that's my idol, and I used to always watch his highlights. Trying to model my game after him.
So this past weekend would have been the second April Live period. Obviously, we're not able to have that. How have you been handling this quarantine time, and what does kind of your daily routine look like?
Honestly, during quarantine, I'm very bored. So we usually wake up a lot later. My sleep schedule's all messed up, so usually I wake up a little late and try to get like a ball handling drills. Or my friend has a rim in his backyard where like I got a good court, so we usually try to get over there as much as possible just to get some shots up. Actually, I'm about to go there in a little while, so that's probably like after that, my day is literally nothing. It's just I just play Call of Duty all day, and then that's just about it.
Oh, hey, how's your Call of Duty game? You put in that work?
Yeah, man, I put in that work.
I feel you. So you're a consensus top 50 prospect in your class, and you're referred to as the top player, top basketball prospect in Western New York. How do you feel about that type of notoriety?
It's just, I don't want to be the best of Western New York. I want to be the best in the world. So that alone just drives me, to just become greater, and knowing that I'm noted as the best player in Western New York. I know that people are going to try to work harder than me to become better than me. So it's just making me work harder.
Playing on the national AAU circuits and stuff, I know you know a lot of the guys who are possibly ranked ahead of you and all that kind of stuff. What are some individual matchups that you have, or individual matchups that you're looking forward to possibly playing either in AAU or this coming high school season?
It's not like a specific person I want to play. Like I just want to prove to the scouts that the people that are ranked higher above me should not be like ranked higher than me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So it seems like every time I look up, you're getting a brand new offer. Uh, what are some major recent offers that you've gotten?
Xavier, I got an Xavier, Ohio State, Marquette, Georgetown. Uh, I think that's it. That's it. Like during quarantine, but I know that I have a call with Louisville soon, so that's probably going to be another one at it.
And which schools, I guess, that you have a list of about 15 or 20, which schools would you say are coming at you, recruiting you the hardest?
Recruiting the hardest probably be like Syracuse, Wake Forest, Marquette, Ohio State. There are other people that like actually did like papers on me. I know that Syracuse have wrote 2 articles on me. I always like calls, does like recruiting edits for me, stuff like that.
So when talking with, I guess, the Syracuse coaches and everything, what are they telling you? What's their recruiting pitch to you? What are they saying?
They said they're trying to build, a team of full of, gritty basketball players that's going to go out there and win the championship. So I talked to Coach GMAC, and it's very promising. And he got a good core. He got Dior coming in. He got Joe Girard that would possibly be a senior when I go in. So they definitely have a great guard group, and they're trying to bring in a few more big pieces. So it could definitely be an option in the future.
How about Ohio State? What are they saying?
They want me to come in and score. They told me that I like the offense that they run. So I talked to Coach Lieber, and he was like, I think their offense is just for me. So that's the kind of play style that I like to play. So when I first went up there for the visit, and I like seen the offense that they run, I liked it. Actually, I loved it.
So obviously, the Wake Forest staff just got let go on Saturday, but they're one that's on your list. That's what was Danny Manning and his staff telling you? How were they recruiting you and all that kind of stuff? What were they saying to you?
They were just saying like they needed somebody to like change the program. So they needed because they wanted to change the program from a losing season to a winning season. So they thought that bringing me in would help them boost their winning the way they win.
So it's still early for you within this process. You have time to sit and think and all that kind of stuff. What is it so far that you're looking for within a program, and what important aspects would you be looking for to spend your college years?
What I look for in the program is just the relationships they have with the coaches and staff and the players. So building the relationship is very important to me, you know, in my recruiting process. And not only that, but the educational purpose. Like I want to go into college and you know get a major in business because that's like what I like numbers. So
Mhm.
that's that, and you know building a relationship with the staff and making that place feel like my home will definitely you know help in the recruiting process.
And how do you feel like your game specifically, how do you feel like it translates at the next level? What type of, positionally, system, and all that kind of stuff? How do you feel like your game translates going into the next level?
I feel like I can play, you know, the 1 through 3. So it's very like transversal where I can, you know, be at different spots and you know don't have a a specific set position. So I can guard, you know, 1 through 3, and the 1 through 3 have to guard me as well.
And then I guess looking forward into next season, you had already said that you're gunning for 2,000 points career next season and stuff. What are some goals that you have set for yourself and your team looking in through this AAU season into next season
So you?
for AAU and for high school?
All right, for AAU, you know, obviously I want to win the Peach Jam. You know, be you know recognized as one of the you know top players in my grade 2022. As of for high school basketball, like I would want to I would want to win a state championship and be Gatorade Player of the Year in New York before I leave for college.
That's great. Anything that you want to leave anybody with, the Roddy Gayle fans or the future college coaches that may be watching, or anybody else? Any lasting words that you want to leave them with?
Not actually just to stay safe. This corona is real, so wash your hands. Make sure you know stay 6 feet away from each other and stay safe. And you know this is going to be close to the end, and you know everything will be back to normal very soon.
Absolutely. Roddy, I really appreciate you joining us today. I really appreciate the time and really excited about what the future brings for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. For Roddy Gayle Jr., I'm Jamie Shaw on the Absolute Basketball Experience. Thank you guys very much for tuning in.